We had quite a conversation about the diploma mills the other day, didn't we?
That was very interesting.
Quite a few diploma mills out there. We had quite a few where we did cover diploma. We do criminal record the other day, too.
I heard about that. That must not be about
The six,
yeah. Okay. Good that we found it.
Interesting situation.
Okay, everyone, we're going to get started. Ready? So welcome everyone to Guy's Coffee Chat. This is our first coffee chat, and we're very excited about it. We all have our coffee. I hope everyone out there does too. I'm going to be your host today, Courtney Kayola. Our coffee chat today is on Cursory Indicator New York. And like I said, I'm Courtney Kayola, and for those of you who don't know me, I am the Client Services Specialist here. I joined Commercial Investigations back in December of 2013. A little bit about myself. I have a master's degree in forensic psychology from J. College of Criminal Justice, and I work here as an investigator with the federal government, conduct background investigations, and I've worked about a total of 12 years with state and federal government agencies in various roles. We're trying to keep everybody unmuted today, just so we can kind of have a little back and forth conversation with everyone. If the background noise gets a little too much, then we might end up muting someone. So if we do, and you want to speak, just unmute yourself anytime you want to. So with me today, I have the president of the company, Michelle Payan, and Lynn Migliore, who is business development for us, and I am going to let them introduce themselves now.
Good morning, everyone. As Courtney mentioned, I'm Lynn Migliore with Business Development, and my job is to focus on educating our clients and prospects on ways of mitigating the risk of letting the wrong person into your organization. Background investigations are one of the best ways to do that. In commercial investigations in October of 2013, a total of 6 years experience in sales and 15 years experience in administration work and also customer service. If anyone needs to contact me, you can reach me at 800-284-0906. I'm at extension 216. Or you can simply email me at lynnmigliore@commercialinvestigationsllc.com. Now I'm going to turn it over to Michelle so that she can introduce herself for those who do not know her. Michelle has a passion for her company and the services that we provide. So, Michelle, do you want to talk a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Lynn. So I'm qualified today because I've got my Starbucks coffee with me. And the cozy thing here says, know what sparks the light in you, then use that light to illuminate the world. And I think you're going to learn our Cursory Indicator New York today, and you'll see where my passion has led us since 1999 in developing this product. I actually started commercial investigations in 2004, and I've had the pleasure of meeting face-to-face with a number of you online. If anybody needs me, you've got my contact information there. This webinar will also be on SlideShare as well as on our website. Just give us a couple of days for that. Well, without any further ado, let's talk about Cursory Indicator New York. I'm really passionate about this.
Michelle just said she has been in development with Cursory Indicator since 1999. So it is proprietary to us, but it is not a new search. We've had it for quite some time now. And inquiry does allow clients to quickly assess when additional criminal record research is needed in New York. Cursory Indicator New York also positively identifies the subject. And our investigative staff is all very knowledgeable in Cursory Indicator and how it works. It is a two-tiered inquiry, and we will automatically proceed to the second tier if Cursory Indicator New York indicates that it's necessary to perform more comprehensive inquiries. So some of the reasons why our clients should use Cursory Indicator New York, it's a cost-effective, easy-to-use system. Cursory Indicator New York can save our clients up to 30%, which everyone likes to save money, especially when you're getting the same information for a less expensive price. And the tiered system indicates when more comprehensive inquiries are needed. It positively identifies the subject, and importantly, it includes misdemeanor and felony convictions. It closes misdemeanor convictions that might be missed in county criminal data, which can be very important.
A few other reasons why. It includes local and town court data. It includes federal criminal data. Drastically reduces costs associated with the New York Statewide OCA search. More results are available within 4 hours, which is phenomenal. We are compliant with the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and again, it's proprietary to commercial investigations. Now what I want to do is talk a little bit about how Cursory Indicator works. It runs an identity verification. We'll take those names and we'll run them through Cursory Indicator New York. They'll allow us to indicate if there's been an arrest in New York State. If there has not been any kind of an arrest or a booking, we do not go any further. There'd be no records found. When Cursory Indicator reveals the potential of a criminal record, then our investigators will go to the next tier and run the appropriate local, town, county, statewide, or federal search. This is about 8 to 10% of the time. What does that mean? We'll save our clients from running the New York Statewide 9 out of 10 times, 9 out of 10 of our subjects. It also saves the cost of running non-essential county criminal record inquiries. It's a few years now. We've partnered with the New York State Amateurs Hockey Association, and they currently are using Cursory Indicator as part of their background package because of this access to this unique data. Michelle, do you want to talk a little bit about what the president had to say about commercial investigations and our data?
Sure. And before I really get into what Joe at the association said, you know, we started development of this in 1999, as we've said, and some of you are very familiar with the New York Statewide Office of Court Administration Search. That's been around since 2003. So we've actually started our data before they had started theirs. We didn't bring ours to market till a little bit later, but we have extremely comprehensive information, and we developed it for nonprofits. I think a lot of you on the line are nonprofits and know that about 70% of our clients are nonprofits, and knew that they needed a more in-depth criminal record information, and they just couldn't afford what the state was charging with the statutory 65 plus admin fees there. So anyways, the New York State Amateur Hockey Association, they actually sought us out. They heard that we had this data, and they were not pleased with the data they were getting from the current vendor. So a few years ago, they contacted us and got set up. So all volunteers, coaches, referees, Association of Amateur Hockey are run through our system. And actually said, as you can see on the screen here, the information we are getting from the system is terrific. It has those volunteers who don't meet our criteria for working with minors, and it has helped them protect their youth and provide a safer environment for their sport. And he goes on to talk about our responsiveness and helpfulness as a company. And I think those of you who are clients know about our customer service there. But the Hockey Association really came to us for this specific data.
Now, I don't know if you noticed, but we do have a special attempt on our webinar today, who's actually has been a client of ours for a while and has been using Cursory Indicator for the last couple of years. Good morning, Jen.
Hi. Yeah, I'm here. Good.
Listen, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but seeing that we're all sitting around having coffee, I was wondering if maybe you could share just a short little experience from your perspective on Cursory Indicator seeing that you've been using it with us for a while now, I'd like to share with the rest of the attendees.
Sure. We've actually been sourcing our background checks since 2010 with you guys. And got involved, I think, with this, and Michelle can correct me on that. It was in the beta. We did some comparison between what we were getting with statewide, and we ended going with Cursory Indicator because we were getting a lot more hits on pending cases, a lot of local information, like you mentioned earlier, and it is very cost effective. We feel that for what we pay for it, 9 out of 10, we are getting more information back and weeding out people with, or applicants with adverse information that we, without this service, would have hired.
That's great. Does anyone have any questions or anything you want to discuss before we move forward? Thank you, Jacqueline, very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. We're really happy with it.
Great.
Glad to hear it.
Does anyone have any questions or mention anything before we move forward?
Okay, well, I just wanted to, we've talked a little bit about this, but I do want to point out one of the most important things about Cursory Indicator New York is its comparison to New York State OCA, which is the Office of Court Administration. Mm-hmm. Cursory Indicator New York is comparable to New York State OCA inquiry. And Cursory Indicator New York has been proven to be more effective than running county court criminal record inquiries in New York. I don't know if everyone on the call does the statewide search, but if you do or don't, you may know that this search does cost you $65, just that's the state fee, plus there's additional administration fees you don't have with Cursory Indicator New York, which is very important. And like Jacqueline said, you're getting a lot of times more information. And for people who don't run statewide and run county, Cursory Indicator New York contains misdemeanor information, which is usually found in New York County Court criminal record inquiries. Next, I'm going to turn it over to Michelle to talk a little bit about Cursory Indicator New York and compliance.
Sure. It's very important under the Fair Credit Reporting Act that we do primary source verification. Essentially, we're starting with the jail management arrest information, and we take it all the way to the convictions. So, and those of you online that are from New York State, which is where we're headquartered, New York State has the human rights law, and the human rights law allows you to consider convictions or pending criminal information, but you can't consider arrests. And those of you familiar with the EEOC and might be outside of New York know that the EEOC mirrors that you shouldn't be considering arrest information. So we're the primary source. So when Cursory Indicator, just like it says, Cursory Indicator, it indicates we've got to go somewhere. So it indicates that we go to the local court, the county court, whatever it may be, and we get those results for you, which contain the detailed conviction information. So you're only getting conviction information. That's how we make it Fair Reporting Act compliant. There's a lot of work on the back end to do that. It's very, very cost effective compared to the Office of Court Administration at the fee that they charge too. So that's a little bit about the compliance information there.
The Cursory Indicator New York does make 100% positive identification before additional inquiries are run as well.
Right.
Going through a name match.
Yep.
So.
One of the nice things we have is, unlike a lot of our databases and resources we use for background checks, the jail management system data that we're using has name, date of birth, social, address. Almost 100% of the time we're getting all four matching criteria. So if we're not getting all four, we're at least getting two, if not three. So we know it's your subject before we're going to go and do additional research and delay the time of the turnaround for that background check, but to get you the most thorough stuff. So unlike some others that are running off of name matches and just running all kinds of searches that may not even be applicable to your subject, we know that it is your subject that we are going to do the further Tier 2 research on when it comes to Cursory Indicator New York.
Great. And with using Cursory Indicator New York, to get the best value out of Cursory Indicator New York, we feel it's extremely important to make sure that the person's personal identifiers are in fact the personal identifiers, that there's typos, falsification in the subject's relayed information via the consent form, and that can be accomplished by including identity verification inquiries, such as Social Security and address information. Most of you may be familiar with one of our most popular searches, which is origin, and that's something that Commercial Investigations highly recommends starting any background out with.
Yep, Lynn. Got to make sure we've got all the right identifiers before we do all those additional searches based off those identifiers. Yep.
So that is kind of the educational portion of our coffee chat today, and now we would like to turn it over to everyone out there with some questions and answer anyone's questions.
If anyone has any feedback, that would be great.
This is Betta Turgi with Anise. I have a question.
Sure.
Why would companies choose to stay with OCA then and not move to Cursory Indicator?
Great question, Mary.
They just haven't heard about us yet. We've had some pretty detailed analysis by large healthcare systems, other clients, Jacqueline and her organization as well. People have analyzed the data. You know, it's new out in the marketplace, even though we've been offering it since 2010. The beta in 2011 was our official launch date. People still get it as an unknown versus the Office of Court Administration. As we educate people, Lynn came in my office a few months ago and said, I never don't sell anybody Cursory Indicator New York. Once they get it, and the value, like we save our clients up to 30% on their overall background check budget, not just looking at their criminal, but their overall budget. We've analyzed, we've saved that much money. So it's a knowledge thing, and we're just starting to really let people know about it. We've had people like the Hockey Association call us, and people like Jacqueline's organization who beta tested it and things like that. But now we're starting to let people know that, hey, here we are, you might want to consider this.
Great, thank you.
Anybody have questions? Just a few we put together. I talked about the cost savings. We talked about there's no third-party fees when you initially run Cursory Indicator New York, unlike the statewide. And those of you who aren't sure if you're running this statewide, if you look at a detailed invoice, whether we're your vendor or another vendor, you'll see a fee like ours is $68.50 because of those admin fees on there. So you can tell if you're running the OCA, or I can tell if I look at a detailed invoice of yours as well if you want to talk to us about that. So that's the third-party fees, and additional criminal searches. We know when they need to be run. We know where to go, and that's one of the things too. Is we've been so into with this data since 1999. We know what it's telling us. We know where to go. We know what to do, and we've got quite a few investigators trained on it. And this is what they do all day is research criminal records. Any questions right now?
Jacqueline.
Yes.
Hey, the only other thing I want to mention is we're Stewart Shops, just for those who don't know. I mentioned that earlier, and we do this primarily. We feel it's cost effective. The other thing is you really can't put a number on the company's going to incur as far as bringing someone on that has theft is what we're looking for, being in retail, and I feel like this has given us much more information to work with as far as make sure that we hire the right people in our company. I just wanted to mention that because we love this product and appreciate that we got included in the base. And when you compare side by side with what you're getting today and what you can get with Cursory Indicator, I think that most of your clients would be very happy with the result.
Jacqueline. And that's
You're welcome.
really important point, I think, that, people look at the cost of different investigations and the searches, but what it could cost your company to bring the wrong person in.
Right.
You can't really make up for that.
No.
No, we can't. We feel like we save the company so much more and not bringing certain people on board. And it's help us weed those people out.
Great.
Okay.
That's what we do.
Well, thanks for having this today. I really enjoyed it. Give a refresher.
Great. And I hope everyone else getting out of this, and I hope they're a little more educated on Cursory Indicator New York. And, if anyone has any questions after our coffee chat today, feel free to just give us a call. Any of us would be available to talk with you and help, answer any of the questions that you may have that you did not bring up here today with us.
Right, Lynn. We had a few other Q&As, which you can see, and like I said, this will also be online. But as I want to mention, this is Cursory Indicator New York. We haven't gotten to the other states yet, but they're in the works. So if the subject lived outside of New York in the past 10 years, we recommend you do a criminal record search there as well. So just keep that in mind. And we've talked a lot about these other questions that we have here put together in case you guys didn't have any. So with that, any last questions that anybody has? Well, Michelle, and our vision is to be the most innovative and educational background investigations partner. Rarely, if ever, does such an opportunity come along to partner with law enforcement and provide this data to the private sector. We're very fortunate, and we've worked very close with the Sheriff's Association and appreciate our partnership there. That's allowed us to be innovative for you, our clients, and to save you money but get you the best people for your organization.
Right. And Lynn, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm almost out of coffee, so. There are no more questions. I had a lot of fun today. I look forward to next month doing another CI coffee chat, and I hope all of you will be able to join us then. We'll be announcing that one shortly.
Yes, we will.
So.
If any ideas of topics or anything else you'd like covered, please reach out to us. And this is Michelle. Thanks again, everybody.
Thank you, Ron.
Have a good day.
You guys have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.